Hello, and welcome to this episode of Musical Moments from the Kirk. My name is Glenn Miller, and I am Director of Music and Organist here at Kirk in the Hills. Today, our program is a repeat of one we did in March for the birthday of Johann Sebastian Bach, one of the greatest composers of church music ever to have lived. Our program will feature violinist Sonia Lee, soprano Nicole Joseph, and myself at the organ. Enjoy. What makes Bach so great? Many things for sure. His compositional output is well over 12,000 works, and these include massive choral works such as his Mass in B minor, the St. Matthew Passion, and the St. John Passion, which are all at least 2 to 3 hours in length, to nearly 250 cantatas for choir, soloist, and orchestra, which were an integral part of regular worship at his church, the Thomaskirche in Leipzig, Germany, where he was director of music, organist, choir trainer, and school teacher. On top of this, there are his many, many works for organ, harpsichord, solo instruments, and orchestra, such as the Well-Tempered Clavier, the Brandenburg Concertos, and the Goldberg Variations. Bach lived from 1685 to 1750, and in his lifetime remained in his native country, which is present-day Germany, unlike his contemporary, George Frederick Handel, who was also born in Germany in 1685, but was a far more international composer in their day, as he studied in Italy and eventually settled in London, England. Our program today will be but a taste of Bach's great genius. To open, I will play his Fugue in G minor, known as the Little G minor Fugue, which he composed very early in his career, sometime between 1703 and 1707. Fugues were a standard compositional form in Bach's day and can be best characterized as a conversation between four voices, soprano, alto, tenor, and bass, starting with one voice stating the theme, answered with the entrance of a second voice stating the theme, and then by the third voice stating the theme, and then the fourth voice entering. All voices continue, passing between them the theme or fragments of the theme or a counter melody, going through a number of keys until, with the final statement of the theme in the home key, which you'll hear in the pedal, the conversation comes to a satisfying conclusion. Bach's Little G minor Fugue. Next on our program is a lovely miniature, Bist du bei mir. English is, If You Are With Me, I Go With Joy, which Bach included in a collection of songs he assembled for his bride, Anna Magdalena, in 1721. The translation of the text is as follows: Be thou with me, and I'll gladly go to death and on to my repose. Ah, how my end would bring contentment, if, pressing with thy hands so lovely, thou wouldst my faithful eyes then close. Bist du bei mir? Next, violinist Sonia Lee will perform movements from Bach's unaccompanied works for solo violin. These works date from around 1717 to 1723 and then have long been regarded as a pinnacle metric for one's virtuosity. Through a single voice, no accompaniment, Bach spins out profound melodies, all the while creating a magnificent harmonic landscape. Next on our program, we present one of the most beautiful arias from his St. Matthew Passion, Erbarme, dich. The St. Matthew Passion is a sacred oratorio Bach composed in 1727 for soloists, double chorus, and double orchestra, and recounts the Passion of Christ as told in the Gospel of Matthew, chapters 26 and 27. Singing the Passion story narratives during Holy Week was a central part of worship in the Lutheran Church in Bach's day, and remains so to this day in liturgical churches. Erbarme dich is sung in the story after Peter denies knowing Christ and the cock crows 3 times. The translation of the text is as follows: "Have mercy, my God, for the sake of my tears. Look here, my heart and my eyes weep before you bitterly." Next on our program, we will hear a piece originally for the organ, the Adagio from his Toccata, Adagio, and Fugue, performed by Dennis Curry on our carillon. Its poignant and somber melody is set against a pulsating bass line, which reminds us of our own heartbeat. Our next selection is what is probably the most famous movement of all of Bach's sacred cantatas, Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring, which is a movement from a cantata he composed in 1723.
Jesu,
Concluding our program is his beautiful air, the second movement for violin from his Orchestral Suite No. 3 in D major. Thank you for joining us today for this celebration of the music of Johann Sebastian Bach. Next Sunday, Palm Sunday, our program will be presented by the Kirk Chancel Choir, soloists, the Senior and Intermediate Girls Choir, organ, and carillon, with music for Palm Sunday and Holy Week. The programs in this series are part of the music and outreach ministries of Kirk in the Hills and remain active on the Kirk website and on Kirk's social media. So do share them with your friends. Again, thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next week.